Okay, it's time to cut work. That's right. That's right.
All right, so let's talk about the WWE Championship. We're running back McIntyre and Lashley. Let's get this out the way first before we start talking about the storylines and everything. I don't like this idea. Drew McIntyre has been in the title picture for 1 year straight. That is too much. Now, I am a fan of Drew McIntyre. I always was. I was a Drew McIntyre booster. I think that he did a great job during the pandemic as being the top guy. I think that he's doing a good job as being charismatic. He's a hell of a hand in the ring. Very physical. He's a good personality, but we need a break. Okay, it's not just we need somebody else to have the belt. We need Drew to go do something else. Okay, 1 full year in the main event picture, too much. All right, we need to cycle other people in. Now, again, I don't have any beef with Drew McIntyre as a performer or as a person or anything. But the idea that he's going to just wrestle Drew McIntyre, just wrestle Lashley and lose, and then get another title match, it's just like, it's nonsense. Raw is just so fucking stale. I think I said this already. But Raw is stale as fuck. Like, they can't come up with a fucking second idea for anything. Like, what benefit? This doesn't even benefit Lashley to wrestle this guy again. Like, he's just stuck in a trap. It's like quicksand. He's been fucking with this guy since February. It's been 2 months already. It took 2 months to get to the one match that they had, And then they had the match. Lashley won the match clean, and now we have to go do it all over again. It's nonsense. Instead of having Drew go through, start from the bottom and put somebody else in that spot, that would have required for them to actually use other people. But we have to see the same motherfuckers on Raw every week, doing the same shit every week. Like, how many times do we have to see Riddle riding around his fucking scooter, talking randomly to guys, and getting beat up for it? Like, it's amazing to me. And the crazy thing is, and this was another thing throughout the night, is guys who lost not caring about losing. Embarrassing yourself in front of WrestleMania, not caring. So it was weird. It was really weird. And that's how we started the show. We started the show with Lashley being challenged to a match by a guy who lost to Sheamus, and Sheamus wasn't even on the show. How crazy is that? Riddle couldn't, with a busted lip and everything. Look, I respect the balls of the character and of the booking of to say, this guy did get beat by Sheamus, lost clean, but, Lashley said all this shit about, if you want an opportunity, come get it. He'll fight anybody, all this type of stuff. Riddle pulled the receipts. I did like that. But Riddle just lost. It's not a sensible decision. And to have Lashley wrestle this guy again, it's just not a sensible decision. And plus, he had been beating this guy like a drum before he even won the title. So this is not good. It's not good. Now, the match was fine. I didn't have any problem with the match. Lashley chucked the goddamn scooter, and he bench pressed Riddle and threw him over the barricade. It was all fine. We didn't get the fucking birds this week, so because Riddle got beat up, so we had jumps before the match, so this was fine. But at the same time, man, I felt like I've seen Lashley versus Riddle literally 8 times. I'm tired of that shit. We didn't need this. This was the only segment Lashley was in all night. He had a match. That was it. He had a match with somebody he's beaten 100 times already. And that was it. That's all you got for the fucking conquering hero at WrestleMania? We got, okay, well, you get to wrestle Riddle again. And then you're going to disappear for the next 3 hours. Like, what? You better go in the broom closet for the next 3 hours. We're going to have this almighty address, this almighty whatever, and you're not even going to be out there. What the fuck is the point? What is this? What is this about? You know, like what are we doing here? Of course he was going to beat Riddle. It was not even a question. I thought for maybe a second that he might, because it was going to be a way of elevating Riddle to the next level. But once I saw how the match was starting, I was like, yeah, he's probably just going to beat him. And Riddle got some offense in, so the match was fine. You know, they two good workers, match was fine. But I don't see the benefit to Lashley in beating a guy he's beaten 100 times already. I don't see the benefit to Riddle. He still looks stupid, and now he's lost 2 times back to back. So he's on a losing streak. Next week he'll probably wrestle for the U.S. title or something like that. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But the almighty address, because that was the next thing that involves the championship, because now after Lashley wins, they shoved him in a broom closet, never to be seen again. And then here comes MVP. MVP's going to do the talking. He talks about how Drew McIntyre is tough. And Drew McIntyre is, the man. But, he felt the power of the almighty and the hurt lock. And there was nothing he could do about that. Once he got hit in that hurt lock, it was over with. So, no, when you call out a guy by name in WWE, he comes out. So then we got the obligatory, everybody comes. I'm just going to skip through. Let's just cut through the bullshit. I'm going to assume most people watched Raw. Everybody comes out. Drew McIntyre comes out. Braun Strowman comes out. Randy Orton comes out. Everybody comes out to remind everybody what they just did at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre just lost. But by God, if I get a rematch, I'm going to take the WWE Championship. And then you got fucking Braun Strowman. I threw Shane McMahon off the top of that cage. I'm going to give you all these hands. And then you got Randy Orton. He comes there. For 6 months, I've been distracted by Alexa Bliss and The Fiend. But now they're gone, so now I can focus on being what I've always been. The 3 most dangerous letters in the WWE. And it's like, come on, man. Like, most of this shit, like, why is always the same fucking guys? Like, all 3 of these guys were in the Elimination Chamber, weren't they? All these 3 of these guys were in the Elimination Chamber, weren't they? That was in February, right? Why couldn't it be 3 fresh faces, 3 guys who didn't even make WrestleMania, and say, we didn't even get a shot. We didn't even get to be on the show. Like MVP, it could have been Jeff Hardy and Ricochet. And look, I know that they're small guys, and you might say, well, look, they're on a losing streak, or guys just whatever. But it would have been something different. By God, it would have looked different. All of these guys are the same guys who were, or no, Braun Strowman wasn't in the Elimination Chamber. I don't think Randy Orton was in there either. I don't think about it. Well, yes, he was. But the point was, it's just the same guys. It's just the same people. Randy Orton was just a champion. Braun Strowman was, he got beat by Lashley a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact, now that I think about it. And Drew McIntyre just lost at WrestleMania. Like, why can't we reset the board? Why can't we be like, all right, Drew had his run. Lashley's going to get his run. We're going to put Drew with somebody else. Heat him back up. Maybe tweak this, tweak that, do something different. We're going to switch this person, put this person here. Randy is finally done with The Fiend. Maybe we can do Randy and Lashley. That would be fun, even though it's technically heel versus heel. But you could have turned Randy face for the purposes of this storyline. You could have did something different. You had the opportunity to do something different here, and you didn't take it. This is after WrestleMania, right? WrestleMania is supposed to be the end point. That's the touchdown. That's the end of the 4th quarter. Now you start a new game, and you just decided to do the same shit you was always doing. So it was like, this is ridiculous. Had an opportunity to reset the board, do something completely different. Bring in new guys, do new shit. And no, the answer was no. We had to keep Drew McIntyre in place. Why? You know, it. I'm not saying take them back behind the shed and put a bullet in them. I'm saying put the motherfucker somewhere else on the card. Like you clearly can do that. Like, why is Randy Orton's only two feuds is either wrestle for the championship or wrestle the Fiend? Why can't he do something else? Why is Braun Strowman here? You know, like this, or we can say, okay, Braun Strowman is, even though he got decimated by Lashley not too long ago. Like, we really don't. It wasn't even a month ago, was it? Or it's probably exactly a month ago. None of these guys deserve to be in a triple threat match. It should have been something different. And then I'm gonna complain about this too. I'm gonna be very complaining throughout these videos. They're doing yet another triple threat match. Yet another one. Just had a triple threat match at WrestleMania. They building up a triple threat match under the women's side. And now they're gonna do a triple threat match here. Motherfucker with these triple threat matches, dog. As soon as I saw it, it's gonna be a triple threat match, I was like, oh fuck. Fucked. What the fuck, man? Are you serious? A triple threat match? Didn't we just see a triple threat match? With the same motherfuckers we've been looking at for weeks now. I guess it was something new. I guess it was new. Whatever. So, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre had a match. And match was solid, I guess. Braun Strowman did his thing where he tries to shoulder tackle everybody. I didn't hear the choo-choo train noises. But I think they may have even done it, but I wasn't paying attention. But he ended up running into some steps, which I thought was a good spot. I thought that spot was pretty dope. He was down and out. And I think Drew then got put through a table by Randy Orton. And then we went to commercial and everybody was fine. We came back from commercial and everybody was standing up. I was like, okay. Whatever. I guess we got the infinite health meter. It's a video game now. You get hit with some steel steps. You run into the steel steps, for God's sakes. And you're all right. So it is what it is. The finish was, I did actually like the finish. The finish was actually good. Randy Orton hits an RKO on Braun Strowman. He's pinning Braun Strowman. 1, 2, Claymore kick to his head. And of course, why did Braun Strowman roll out of the ring when he could have just laid there? And, he did get hit with an RKO. He could have just laid there and been like, I'm dead from the RKO. Instead, he rolled out of the ring. And he gets, Randy gets pinned. All right. So Drew McIntyre is once again the number one contender, as I said at the top of the show. But then we get something different. MVP comes out and, MVP stares down McIntyre and then he gets attacked by T-Bar and Mace. T-Bar and Mace beat up Drew McIntyre and chokeslam him. And it took us 3 hours to get something that looked mildly fresh out of this stupid ass show. And I was like, okay, now what does this mean? What does this mean when it comes to T-Bar and Mace? Is this a new version of the Hurt Business? Not really. Could be. But I don't see that. Why are they still T-Bar and Mace? Is my questions. Why are they still in Retribution gear? I kind of I really want to know that. Like, if they would have come out and were not wearing those goofy masks, and maybe they were wearing suits, as even and something like that, that'd have been a little bit better for me, especially for Mace, because that's the one I'm looking. I'm not under no illusions that Donovan Dijakovic is anything other than uninteresting. He's fucking uninteresting. He wasn't interested in NXT. He's just not interesting. He's like Lance Archer. He's not interesting. But Mace might have something, and being Sector from Mortal Kombat is cool and all, like how it looks and everything, how he's been working it, the body language and everything. But why not put him in a suit? Let's try him out as a Hurt Business rookie, or what they call him, when before you get your patch at the biker club gang, he's a prospect. He's gonna be a hurt business prospect. So that would have been fun, but they left him as T-Bar and Mace for a reason. Okay, I still hate the name T-Bar. It's dumb, but I will be interested. I'm interested in seeing what they do. Right? I'm interested in that. That's fresh. That's interesting. That's new. It's a different dynamic, different relationships with these characters. Is MVP going to be their new boss? Was it that they just attacked him because reasons? Is MVP working on doing his own thing now? The question then, of course, becomes why didn't they attack him 2 weeks ago when Lashley was offering title matches? Lashley was offering title matches 2 weeks ago. Why didn't they beat him up then? Why beat him up now? I mean, ultimately, that's petty though. That's, of course, you could be like, that's an easy analysis. That doesn't tell you anything. Ultimately, though, I think MVP just like having his own goons. That this is not a hurt business thing. This is just an MVP thing. MVP's had a personal beef with Drew McIntyre, but it was cool. I like the end of Raw because I like the finish to the triple threat match, and I like the T-Bar and Mace thing. I think they should have done that earlier in the night, just to set a new standard, just to say, okay, Drew McIntyre, we're not going to deal with you today. We're going to have T-Bar and Mace kick your ass, and then we're going to send you to feud with them for a little while as a way of keeping you out of the title picture. That would have been fun. But, now he's number one contender, so we know he's going to beat these guys, probably knock them together like bowling pins, roll them down the aisleway, ball them up and throw them in the trash. And it's like, that doesn't do them any good. We don't see them. So he's already number one contender. So whatever storyline that you might have had with them, you're basically just telling me, well, Lashley's got to have goons. It's like, but you broke up the Hurt business. Like you broke up the Hurt business to create some pseudo business. What is this shit? That's whatever. Raw is frustrating as fuck, dog. It really is. Like Raw make you hate yourself. It's almost like it's not as bad as Impact. And watching Impact is like, sitting there with a noose around your neck for 2 hours. And, but Raw is like the sword of Damocles over your head at all times, dog. Like it's like heavy as the head that watches Raw. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later. Go into the description. There's my Twitter account. Cash App if you want to send money. Subscribe Star if you want to give a recurring payment. And, or just hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and let me know how you feel in the comment section below. And I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace.